Hello. Hi. It is 8:23. Hold on, let me you see that better? Oops. Okay, it's 8:23. I don't know if you can see that better. Let me just try to scooch it up just a little more. Okay, it's 8:24 now. Can people see that? We're just gonna move this closer. Bam bam. Hey, what's up? What one is that? Do not disturb me because you were literally quiet the whole entire time I was here. And now you're just like, oh, job thing. Like, let me bother you. All right. Talking to the cats, of course. But yeah, it's 8:24, Monday, September 25th, and I am back from just heading outside, for a moment. And yes, I got the things that I wanted. I said that I needed to get a kohl pencil. Basically, this is the kind I needed. I needed this. Sweetie, you can leave if need to. Yeah, do you need to leave? Yeah, you need to go? For one moment, because I have a little attention seeking. Mhm. There you go. You're so cute. Unfortunately, I cannot play any TV or anything for you because I'm filming. So stop. All right. This is really good. It gives smoky eye. It kind of helps with that, and it also helps with This is really nice for like my little tattoos that I like to do, or at least I used to like to do back in the day. So I'm not saying I'm going to be doing this often, especially since it's wintertime. So it's like, what's the point really? Like, no one will see it but me. But then again, like, I like doing things for myself. It's just that I only wanted to wear it particularly today because of the special top that I have on, which was showing my stomach. And I wanted to go about, being a little artsy. Just a little random moment off the top of my dome. So, yeah, go to take a nap, Sebastian. Go sheep. Go sheep. Um, Yeah, so this is that. And let's see. Yeah, I also want to, I'm looking for a nice dark maroon, like blood color, um, like dark robust red. I think they say cadmium red. That's like so throwback. Um, or no, actually cadmium red is like a nice pure red, but I want more of a dark burnt kind of like red, like more of like literally like I said, like a blood kind of red, more of a almost like dried blood kind of thing. But like for my nails, for the like and I'm thinking of it for October, and particularly for a makeup look that I want to do. And I think I might wear that for most of October. That and black, because again, I like black and I like red. Black, red, and gold were like my favorite colors. Growing up, and it's still is to this day. But I've tried to venture out and wear more colors. But yeah. Uh, uh, pink, so anything in the red family, definitely like blush, dusty rose. That's my vibe because I have like red undertones. So naturally, da da da. I feel like one of the it's funny that somebody's alleging that I'm supposedly like a witch. Because right now I'm definitely kind of giving that vibe right now. I feel like Michelle Pfeiffer and Cher um from The Witches of Eastwick with this look right now. Like I'm giving. I don't mind when people try to say that I look magical. That's what I take it as. I mean, well, they say that I'm a witch, but I take it as I'm magical, basically. Say how you want to. I'm not over here doing weird kind of crazy kooky things that I've been seeing people do, and they go hush, Oscar Mayer, baloney, and all that other kind of shit. Like I don't, no, I don't do that. Yeah. Not even when I was watching church and Bobby Jones Gospel. Like Bobby Jones Gospel doesn't even do that shit. I grew up watching that, and I grew up listening to Kirk Franklin, Mary, and things of that nature. So it's just weird for people to. It's actually, excuse me, it's not weird. It's not. It's very predictable from a hater, but for me personally, my interests are definitely on the up and up. Like I would be considered vanilla when it comes to the church. Actually, hold on, not too vanilla because I do like Flyleaf, and I think I mentioned it a while ago, but yeah, Flyleaf is really cool. Like I like Christian rock and things of that nature. Like remember Creed? It is how shines okay, I don't remember exactly what the song goes, but it's just like I remember he was jumping in the crowd and somehow like it did a Matrix thing and then it looked and then it pierced into his eyes and I was just like, oh my god, yeah, you guys were really abusing that special effects for years. You guys were abusing that. It was just like let it be Keanu's, okay, let it be Keanu's. But I mean everybody and their mother was using it. It was ridiculous. I'm just playing it right in the back of my head. The loops is just ridiculous. Like I just seen it everywhere. Like you, I'd sooner see it in like a soap opera. I'm like, damn, seriously? I shit you not. I was in like basic ass TV commercials too, and like then that's when I was just like, okay, like you, you guys really did it enough. Like you, it was like it's like taking something from the fashion walk of like Bryant Park Fashion Week and then seeing it trickle all the way down to like a Ross. Like, oh wait, what's that? This is here? Like, oh my god. Like that's literally what y'all did with the special effect. Like you just ran it through. But anyway, the uh the Creed thing, that was cool. I like certain kind of I like an eclectic mix of music, so yeah. That's what I am. That's who I am. Da-da-da-da. Anyway, I decided to do a video to kind of do well that's part of the video, but I also wanted to talk about my layout for my video that I wanted to discuss in regards to my abuse. And uh, specifically, I want to note that again, it's Monday, September 25th at 8:31 p.m. And I'm still hearing from the African American community and that are people that are non African American, from people that are black community. Okay, so like it's different things. Okay, so I'm hearing from African American people as an African American myself, but I'm also hearing it from Black community. Sorry, a sanction, a part of the Black community. I'm hearing it from non-Black people in regards to like the messiness, for people to try to keep their bread buttered, I guess, to keep things relevant. And I feel like it's dying off, kind of, but it's like people are really trying to stronghold the situation. The illusion that people are trying to portray is that like, oh, we'll just let her taper off, as if that worked before when slavery was abolished. Like people went vicious when it came to slaves being abolished. Like they were just like, no, there was no way this can be. Like people were really like upset and irate. Irate is just no, that seems like a tickle. They were violent and really extremely greedy and self-entitled about a person's independence and really thinking that these people are items. And it came at a time when, amongst Black people being freed in America, there were people who were also already freed, people who were free men already. So naturally, a large majority of the Black people decided to migrate to the North, where they had better opportunity and it was obviously more considerate. And there were secretly racist up there too. Me being in the Northeast, I know all about that shit. So the thing is, it took a while, but the government assumed, or at least they hoped, that the people, it's funny, it's just like, oh, we the people, and the people try to make it seem like, they know best, but it's just like they had they had their own independent right, and they had the freedom to honor, honor, appreciate, and respect another person's freedom who looks different than them. And they were just like, well, we can accept Asians, we can accept Native Americans, we can accept Hispanics, Spaniards, but we can't accept Black people. Mm, excuse me. They could accept some Black people. They couldn't accept Black slaves when it came to them being free. And it's wild because the Black slaves were only like a good number of them were born into slavery by that time, because again, hundreds of years later when it first started. So these people, came from people who were kidnapped. These weren't always people that were indentured servants who owed a debt or were a criminal. These were innocent people. Some of these were like, a good number of these people were innocent, and they happened to just grow, while being enslaved, harmed, even killed, murdered, and die. But before then, they gave birth to children, and those children, and continuing down the line, they serve the same fate. Now, I obviously, because of the situation that I'm in, even before I was in the situation that I knew I was in, I was more sympathetic to the African American community, and the in regards to the abuse and things like that, because like seriously, my entire life, you know um even though I was pursuing things and I had things on a back burner, things that were literally, until now, and well, not until now, but until hindsight had came into the picture, where people were literally sabotaging and doing things behind my back to stall me and profit off of me. I was over here literally working on tasks and working towards my goals that were being stalled and stagnant based off of jealous Black people and white people who had helped them, and non-Black people who were just racist and also wanted to help them. But always, one of the things that I wanted to pursue was my continued I don't want to say service, considering that what the fuck that these people have done to me. Um, I wanted to continue, being an asset to the Black community, and just wanting to extend in an upright, just, and civil way, you know, against my presence. But obviously, things have changed now. My viewpoints and everything like that have changed, considering all the shit that I've been going through, and that no justice has come. There's a lot of people where they're talking about, oh, justice is here, da 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 da, and then there's a lot of people that are blaming me. So I wanted to. There are people that are blaming me, and there are also people who are thinking like, "Hey, look, like you're free. You can go ahead and do things." And it's just like, no, 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 no. I'm still being gaslit. I'm still at the. I'm still having people do things, and there's no confirmation. It's weird that Black people want authority over their lives, but they're leaving it in the hands of a white man to make all the decisions and the choices. And it's also weird on how it's Black people that had started this shit, but it was like started and wanted to, invest in this shit, and yet they're leaving it into the hands of a younger white man in his young 30s to, I guess, approach me to tell me something in regards to what the fuck has been happening. That's crazy. I think that's a joke on its own. Um, I don't know how many people in this entire world have the common sense to know that that's something that sounds extremely absurd, but I personally think that that's insane on how. I grew up in a family that, put it on an excellent front, but were entire users and actually orchestrated murder plots on my life. And seriously, damaged my reputation, my character based off of lies and greed, a whole bunch of greed. And as I'm doing this video, I think one of the most ugliest things is just that there are black people that are really here, black people and non-black people. I mean, the white people, I'm telling you, like I'm always disgusted by them because like they just it's always the Bill Burr. Obviously not all white people, but it's the ones. Come on, white people, like you know the ones. Because I'm telling you, the 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 empathetic, understanding white people seem like fucking unicorns to the ones that are very self entitled and try to downplay or compare my life to theirs, knowing damn well what I've survived and what I'm going through is nothing that these bitches had to work with. Like the series of abuse that I've gone through, they're comparing it. I've literally the other day had, and I recorded it. There's a woman who was passively talking, addressing my situation to something as typical as her going through like her going through another court session for child custody with her ex-husband. I didn't know your ex-husband, was filming you butt naked and doing a whole bunch of things and, unjustly. I didn't know that your ex-husband was trying to murder you and poison your food and hire people to kill you, along with your family members. I didn't know that your ex-husband was character assassinating you and then took it upon himself to further establish an identity, um, with several people in your, that used to be in your life. Like I didn't know. I didn't know, girl. Wow, that must be crazy. But it's the disrespect is so loud. It's so loud and so tacky and so ugly. It's a would you right now we are just getting over a hurricane right now, but could you imagine someone in the Northeast? We don't have it that bad, but and I believe in Charlotte, South Carolina, or somewhere like that, because I saw a TikTok. Somebody was literally like the you couldn't see the ground at all, like everything. It showed a branch. It showed a tree and a branch, and there was a bird feeder, and the water out of that tree where the branches, the bird feeder, the water is probably like bam right there, like and that was crazy. And as far as the eye can see, it was nothing but water. So could you imagine like me being like, oh man, I'm so glad that hurricane is over, like somebody explaining, the damage that's done to their property and the things that they had to probably do. Like they probably had to, like, probably couldn't even go outside. They probably had to wait for whatever food that they can get or whatever food that they had, and things of that nature. But you'll hear some asshole in a place where it doesn't where it hardly hit. Talking about something, oh yeah, I survived that shit too. Like it's crazy. Like, oh my god, the rain just wouldn't let up. We had sprinkles. We probably had like maybe just a brief pause, but it was just like it was nothing but sprinkles. My boots and stuff. Oh, did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? Because I get that often. I'm so glad that actually got caught on live because this is the pussy nigga I was talking about. One of them. But yeah, he's just like seriously a punk ass bitch. So he does the most. And he doesn't have a brain, apparently, not a good one, because then he wouldn't have done that when it was on live. He would try to done that after live, after camera, after, when to try to make it seem hard to prove. But yeah, no, no, no. This dude, he does the most. And he also likes to, because he's a snitch with the and not even like, a reputable snitch, because there are reputable situations where, criminals just want to be criminals and they just want to harm and antagonize certain people. But no, he is one of those bitch ass snitches who also sells drugs and things of that nature. Why? Because I've had a few of those little crackheads knock on my door, mistakenly thinking that I was one of mistakenly coming to the wrong house, and I'm like, no, nigga, that one over there. So now this nigga who obviously will never get any play from me because he's ugly, like seriously, a character from a J.R.R. Tolkien book, is extremely upset because he would never and has never gotten any type of like acknowledgement from me, and it's just like he has to try to force situations. He's a Scorpio, if you can understand that part. But it's just like he's an old ass, ugly ass man, really, really, with questionable tendencies, closeted ones too. Definitely has woman beater issues, and he's really, really super in his feelings because I will never ever give him play in his like never in his ever fucking life. So badly, and he knows this is why he has to lie about it all the fucking time. Oh, definitely, he's one of the people that slander me, but this little pussy ass nigga, he definitely was in his feelings just now because I was definitely on a roll. So, thank you for the confirmation that what I was saying was very poignant. But I took that little break so that way I can break it down to what kind of people I have to deal with on a regular. And it's never to my face. It's always on some passive stuff. I'm telling you, he's worse than he acts like some type of cliche messy character from like I don't know, like a book or a TV show or something like that. You know, it's always his horrible face is always hanging out of the window or something like that. And he's just saying something antagonizing, trying to provoke me or something like that. I'm just like, anyway, as I was saying about wait, hold on. Do you have any more? You know, sometimes when either one of them knocks, you know, just like that on my like you know on my walls and things like that, I just feel like you know they're putting, I feel like with him particularly, especially, actually not him, I feel like he is using you know some type of action in order to you know struggle with his identity. Pretty much he went to Burlington Coat Factory or whatever it is that he went to and tried on some shoes, some ladies' shoes, and he's having some difficult times, you know. And me being a tall woman in Amazonian, you know, gold dance. I mean, obviously, I mean not a gold dance, but you know, a gold dance. You know, just you know, I'm statuesque. I'm Amazonian. I'm 6'3", and you know that even makes him even more triggered. So it's just like you know, dude, I do not mind. Like I went to really good fashion school. I mean, yo, I didn't get good grades because you know I had other things going on. But anyway, I digress. I can give you some, you know, some pointers. Like I'm not an expert, but I do wear high heel shoes. In fact, I wouldn't mind since you know people do break in my home that he hasn't been trying to put his feet in my shoes because you know again his closet is experiences. Like how can you be so mean to other people to certain type you know to a certain type of group of people, but you over here be you know kind of really the activities that you do is some bitch shit. It gives a big bitch shit energy, nigga. So I wouldn't be surprised if he during like I guess one of his moments where he's just having some me time, he's putting on a fupa, you know, one of those like one of those slimming things, and also some shoes. And it's really difficult sometimes. It's really difficult. Please, I know all about this, so trust me. So he's just, you know, hopping around and things of that nature, and then just, you know, kind of like putting his feet on the wall and then just like really pounding it, kicking the wall so that way he can, you know, really throw his ugly ass into it adequately. And then for a while he just probably sachets around the room like the bitch he is. And that's what I imagine whenever I hear, you know, the whole thumping and stuff like that. It's not on some whole because he's trying to annoy me, trying to intimidate me, or trying to spook me, and things of that nature. But I just think that, you know, he's obviously some disturbed person who's having trouble with his fashion situations and he can't really fit into his garter. So yeah, um, and he's probably right now the fall season has just begun. So that probably means what's in right now. He's probably gonna be trying to wear some ski boots or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Surprise me. You know, surprise me. Might just give him a coupon. Just you know, kind of throw it Like he likes to since he likes to throw trash in my yard and shit like that. Perhaps maybe I can throw a coupon his way, you know, for a fucking I don't know, for like Macy's or something like that. You know, definitely up his skills because he be dressing like looking ugly. It might help distract from his face. Anyway, I just speak facts. Anyway, and the other person, the other ones next door, I just feel like they're just so brain dead that they just go ahead and slam their heads against the walls because they're incompetence. I'm just like because clearly, if it didn't work with Old Yeller over here, then it wasn't going. No, with Cujo over here, then it wasn't going to work with. It shouldn't have worked with them. But the incompetence would alludes to the fact that they don't have a brain, so therefore they are just probably like whenever I hear the boom boom booms, I'm imagining that they are knocking their fucking heads against the wall, and I'm just like, I normally hear it whenever I'm like in another room doing my homework. Speaking of which, I have a quiz that I have to finish up, so I just feel like it's jealousy. So much jealousy. I swear it is. But what can you do? All right, so let's loop back to the story, okay? So anyway, in the comparison situation, going into it in regards to people, the comparison, really, and when he did that, it just basically told me that I was on a roll, and I was basically being very spot on. So appreciate it, but also that was offensive. So go fuck yourself. So yeah, when people if somebody was basically in Charlotte, South Carolina, having a flood, and someone in the northeast just happened to someone in the northeast just happened to be in the same kind of storm, obviously, but it wasn't as impactful or damaging as it was down south. So they're gonna be like, yeah, I felt that same thing too. It was horrible, it was crazy, you know um but we moved, like figuratively, not literally. But we moved, we got over it. I definitely damaged some shoes. I might like my flip flops. Oh my god, like they got super wet, super drenched, and now they're just like super dirty and things of that nature. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do because those were like literally I only have like a few pair, and damn, damn. We lost some good things like my petunias, like they were really gonna come out really nicely, but they're obviously overwatered, and yeah, man, it's crazy. Don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. Probably just gonna have to go to Home Depot, buy me a whole new fucking planter, okay? Because obviously too much water. Damn, crazy. Guess we both suffered. That's literally the same kind of energy that I get from people who are diminishing or minimizing my abuse to their more typical situations. Because problems in court with an ex-husband or even an ex-wife, like those are more common. Don't get me wrong, those are fucking pills. Because I've heard the stories. Like those are like crazy. It's wild. So like, what you're going through is fucked up. I just think that what you're saying and how you're trying to compare it to what my situation is definitely more fucked up. Because it's just like, how the fuck dare you? It gives that whole Bill Burr skit where he was talking about the white women complaining about, I guess like their Starbucks or well, not the Starbucks, but it was just like their coffee and their heated seats and how they felt oppressed because they had to reduce themselves to, they were just stressed and things of that nature. During a moment when black men and black women were talking about Black Lives Matter and how it's not and how it's unethical to just try to shoot us or wanting to kill us and disguise it as, oh no, like you were running or like you had this, that, here, and the third. Like it was just like, come on. Like you've let a lot of other people who were non-black get away with so much shit, even fight you back. But it was just like, yo, like y'all wild. So yeah, that's basically our point. That was basically our point. And yet, oh man, the disrespect. So when I see that and I see black people telling me or trying to minimize my situation toward theirs. Or when I see non-blacks do that, it's just like, God damn, y'all just some ugly ass bitches. You really don't have any common sense whatsoever, and everything that you're saying is stupid because it's nonsensical. It's just, you clearly didn't think, or you really, or your thinking has limits. It really does have fucking limits. It's wild. It's crazy on how a lot of my abusers have made themselves victims off of the abuse that they decided to do to me. Like one of the things I had to mention was well, they were saying that because they were being invasive, they literally did experiments on me where they are being extremely invasive and just can't mind their own business because obviously it makes a profit for them. So they were saying, "Oh, stop negative thinking," and I'm like, I'm not saying anything out loud because remember, I'm literally minding my own business, but I am allocating information so that way I can make it suitable for my videos. And it's just like I'm not doing any negative thinking. I am thinking of exactly what you guys are doing and putting it down concisely into my, like, basically into this video. So I'm outlining everything and I'm just taking, account of all your actions. So I'm not doing any negative thinking. I'm thinking about the negative things that you've been doing. And if you happen to call it negative, then yes, that is negative. The things you've done are negative. You're not saying that what you're really saying is that, Shalise, you're thinking about the things that we've done, and those things that we've done are negative. Please stop thinking about them because it's making us look bad. And it's just like, yes, that's basically what you're saying. When you're saying, oh, stop that negative thinking, I'm not thinking negative. I'm thinking of the things that you've done so that way I can use it in order to properly, account for all the misdeeds that you've done to me. So yeah, no, 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 no. You're not gonna try to victimize yourself and try to either victim blame or vilify me. Mm, 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 mm. So it's already pretty late, but I just wanted to see what else people have going on when it comes to having free range of motion, still feeling comfortable. I ain't nobody queen. I'm a goddess. See, it's levels. Let's go for you. But it does feel like something needs to be invested for you to get out what you need. Big thing for you when we're stepping into this new chapter, though, right? Into this new beginning, into this new energy, into this new sensation. We can't be stubborn no more, babe. I just feel like you get so comfortable in your comfort zone and you get to not move and you get to sitting on the couch all day. You get to let your depressive energy and depressive emotions sit on you. We experiencing, like, it's been a long time coming of me trying to make sure you know how to move through emotions better, quicker, more efficiently, and Spirit saying, baby, it's about that time. If you need to get into therapy, quit procrastinating. If you need to really take care of, like, whatever you've been kind of procrastinating on, as far as maybe it's just doing your affirmations daily, maybe it's just, going to the gym daily, like just things that help your mental health and help you to feel better, especially with your overthinking and feeling overwhelmed. If you know you haven't been committed and really consistent with that, baby, what are you waiting for in that aspect? You know what I'm saying? Because the new beginning has arrived. The new beginning has arrived. This new energy has arrived. Baby is ready for their trip. They got the phone out. They got the energy out. They ready to take that jump, take that leap. Okay? But we can't do that if you're still sitting there overthinking, overwhelmed, overstimulated because you're not taking the time you need to take for you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I hope it does. Come on now. But it feels like, just to tell you what cards I got. Queen of Swords, King of Swords, the Fool, and the Sun. Now, when you are gang stalking me, you're clocking my work like an overseer. You're clocking my time. I did say earlier that people aren't supposed to be working, giving 100%, 100% of the time. And I go through a lot. There are a lot of bags that I have to pick up. There are a lot of, like, every single time when I leave the house, I have to take everything with me. And what I'm doing, I've been going through it alone. There are several videos about what isolation does to you, excuse me, and being ostracized. And also, let's not forget about the different type of poisons. My diet is my diet is a cause based on, well, it's influenced basically by my surroundings. So I do have to be careful about exactly what it is that I put into my body. Like I can't have certain ice. I can't leave things unattended, obviously. It's I literally had this really huge bag that I had to tote around with me everywhere I go because I shit you not, people have been trying to, as you guys have known, and as you guys have called it out before, people have been trying to unalive me. So right now I have people who, I grew up with, or people I cut off, saying that supposedly, like, I'm crazy and things of that nature. But it's just like one thing. Here it is. It's like, how did you ever think that stalking me and trying to criticize me was actually going to improve my mental health? If you thought that was crazy. How did you think mocking me, hurting me, and making fun of me was actually going to benefit my mental health if you supposedly cared about me? Answer quickly. How did you ever think that, this wasn't something that's supposed to actually make me stronger? You trying to like ostracize me. Remember, you were hoping and expecting me not to survive all this. In fact, you still want me to be like, oh well, how did you survive all this? Like, how did you make it out? This was actually for the benefit of you. Like, without you doing this, then you wouldn't be able to help others. And I'm like, fuck others. Fuck others. Like, who are the others? Those people that were watching me and mocking me? The people that were trying to make content off of me? Like, who are the others? If this is the others, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want anything to do with your negativity, or you trying to and you trying to criticize me. You want me to be of service to you because remember, I have been minding my business, but it's just like wherever I go, there's always somebody that's literally in their in their own habitat trying to talk about me, putting my name in their mouths and trying to, use anything that I've got going on for their audience and their customers. In what way? Imagine not getting paid for anything. In fact, some of the rumors were that people gave me money. No, I was always the one that gave them money. Okay, remember, I still have the receipts. I still have the receipts, the physical receipts, not the things that you guys made up. I still have the receipts, and that's some of the things I also want to put down. Can you imagine that people over here were making money and I didn't get not one red cent? Not one red cent. Bro, I have allergies. That is so fucking insane and crazy. So when you see somebody wanting to speak on my name in a very like, oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, like you're gonna omit the part where I've been abused and where people have been literally sabotaging things behind my back. This has been an experiment. Is you trying to what you were hoping for was like a learned helplessness, but because I survived that, well, what I'm surviving, because until I'm out of it, I won't be able to know for sure until I'm actually receiving the official word from a government official, from a government agent. And I don't even know if that is happening or when that will happen, but I just know that I'm pressing on accordingly. Okay. And it seems to be something new and something publicized before the entire world because who are we talking about all the time, every single fucking day? You guys want the entertainment, the more lively, happy shit from my abusers, and then you want to see me in an oppressive state. You guys hated supposedly watching slave movies, but then you like watching me and dictating and trying to criticize me to do things. So because I can help you get through things. My effort makes you push through in a one way self-serving kind of situation. I'd like to hear more about this woman, like what her comments are. I'm just telling you what I just heard. Look, I ain't nothing but the messenger, baby. Not all of them, but sometimes them deep prayers are curses. Come on. You can't hide.
me see. Yeah, we'll talk about love. Let's do it. Y'all don't understand that prayers are words just like spells are words. It's all just energy coming from your throat, coming from your thoughts, coming from your intuition. And so the same way people can hex is the same way people can pray. So they might be thinking that they're operating in your best interest, but if they're not in alignment to you, they could be dragging you into a whole version of you don't want to be. Especially if they're praying stuff like, oh, I just want my child back. I want them to be who I raised them to be. Woo! Instead of who they chose to be. That's deep. Come on now, y'all not hearing me. Watch out. I'm just letting you know. Let's see what comes up. Some of y'all needed to hear that. Ooh.
Something I already knew.
We're talking about love, right?
So I'm guessing it's my abusers. Because they could definitely be that. So, yeah.
Am I hearing this right? Hell yeah, I'm hearing it right. Don't let that ex have you fooled. I don't know if they already came back or if they're about to come back or you've been thinking about them. Don't let that ex have you fooled. They have not changed. Love, they have not changed not even a little bit. Y'all might have been, I don't care how locked in y'all were together. I don't care if they were your first love, your first whatever. I don't know why it feels like this. I don't know if y'all been dreaming of them or if they hit you up or if they randomly followed you again. It just feels like, and if they haven't done this, I'm telling you, it's going to happen to you randomly. Where someone's just going to randomly like, how have you been? Devil. Demon. And it's not that they're a bad person. They just bad for you, baby. I'm being honest with you. It just feels like an addictive, obsessive energy around you instead of an energy of actually wanting to be with you. And you, the way that they would exhaust you if you went through another cycle with them, baby, the way that they would exhaust you if y'all got back together, don't you fucking do it. And I want you to notice when they come around, it's whenever you start to get real complete. You feeling real good right now. All of a sudden, last couple days, especially since that fall equinox, you've been feeling real good, real fiery, real in alignment. All of a sudden, yesterday, big shift happened. Like you feeling like, oh, I can get my shit done now. I can handle my business now. Whenever you get good is when they try and pop back up on you. Pay attention. Pay attention. If you was the one that pulled up on them, baby, get back in your car and go back home. Go back where it's safe. Thank you for the hand heart, my love. I ain't lying to you.
This was a different conversation than earlier today. Well, I mean, not earlier today, but just like, moments ago. Because it was just like, it was more criticism. Now I was talking about like, this is kind of talking about criticism, but from a love aspect. But I already mentioned about my intentions with people from my past. I'm like, why, how did I get thrown into that situation? I've been pursuing and focusing on other things. So, like, my name should not be in the conversation between people who I believe are like a couple and people with someone who I dated first and somebody who I befriended since like the 3rd grade. That's really fucking disgusting. that even happened behind my back, and that it's even worse when those people decided to try to off me. And to this day, the female is doing her most in order to vilify and I guess and to try to like provoke me. But I think that in a grand scheme of things, any company, record label, any artist, any actress or celebrity, politician, anybody who fucking, supports that person is just really calling themselves out for like, okay, obviously, because I already seen the news media that does it. I've already seen the other celebrity influencers and things of that nature that do it. But it's just like you definitely have picked a side, and it's just not pick a side and stay there. But it's just like, there was an expression that kept playing out for a very long time. And it was just like, learn to be wrong. Not learn to be wrong. It was something in regards to like, be open to learn. Be open to learn, before saying no or something like that. Like, be open to learn. Be open to the point where you actually may be wrong on what it is that you're thinking. So if you have not really taken a look around where your life is actually possibly can be caught in the line of fire, because I said certain things and it has come to fruition. And it was just like, and some of the things I literally thought and I just kind of kept to myself, but it was just like, I know based off on somebody who, whose persona from the third grade is just definitely was shoddy. Um, when it comes to their insecurities, I know based off on history. I know based on the repeated failures of man, and I know based off on instinct and the way how the entire environment is going, and I'm just like, this is not swaying a correct way. So things are definitely going to go fucking left instead of right. Um, and I just kind of feel something. So I was basically, well, hold on. First, I took facts because I like to do that. So I take facts first, then I take logic, and then I take my emotions. And I've separated them and I've given my, I guess my predictions or what I first saw. And then I put my feelings into it, and then boom, even more. And it's just like, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. This is really bad because it's like a lot of fuck shit has happened and it's only going to get worse. Like, I see it in a moment where there's going to be screams from a lot of people who try to ally with my abuser. Like, there's going to be moments where you guys are going to regret this so fucking much, where you're literally going to be screaming, whether it's going to be internally or externally. Like, you cut yourself because, like, the way how it gets fucking deep, if you keep going this way, is just like, there's going to be people, there's going to be casualties. You will be a casualty. If this person was literally allowed to take it upon herself and try to like take me out, and there was no just cause, no just reason, I was literally a plus to this person. I was like hyping them up. This person came, like, this person was at a disadvantage socially growing up, and I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, but I learned about, like, the person's character. That person really showed their ass. This person was very deeply insecure, but I was just like, okay, well, maybe that's, something we need to like work through. Apparently what happens with a lot of people is just that they like my energy, where I can just try to see on what they can possibly be, and they become really addicted to that. That's one of the things that people like about me. But it's just like, if I see who you are and you really are scum, why the fuck would you think I'm gonna go ahead and exercise any more of my time with you? And so that's where the part where a lot of the illegal shit has happened, and people, like, this person has no, this is not, obviously it's not one of my abuses, but it's like, a flying monkey right here, or just, a gang stalker. So it's just like, you are you are helping, you are basically, you are encouraging, supporting, and saying yes to the government when it comes to, abusing me. Like, you guys are okay every single day. You guys are throwing out your cards every single day. You guys are trying to make skits and things of that nature that are either supporting my abusers, downplaying me, copying me, trying to take me out. And I'm over here just trying to live my life. But since you guys wanted to make trouble for me, I have no choice but to just call it out for what it is. There's nothing wrong about that. Mm, interesting. Let's go up here. Um, let's get her started. But yeah, I just, how, man, man. I know that we can always laugh through something, especially like the most tragic times, and we can make joke of things. We can try to find a silver lining to things, but when it becomes this bad, we need to stop having toxic positivity or just making it just jokes. Like, Shit is serious. Shit is very serious. I'm not in a laughing mood when it comes to my justice being delayed, stagnant, or I have to wait for a white man in order to authorize exactly like, okay, look, your rights are gonna be protected, but we're gonna just, not tell you. We just want to still watch you and still have you at a disadvantage and still be, harassed and still perform illegal activities. Like this is the house. Like I earned this. I earned this place. And when I moved to New York City and when I had visited Florida, when I visited California, you guys were still following me without my permission. That car outside is something that I put down payment on. That car outside is mine. Okay. The only time when I had my ex-boyfriend at the time, from like 3, 4 years back, accompany me with his father to make sure that hey, look, this is still like a good car, because I wanted just like a second input, and they were just like, yeah, but they just also didn't know much about cars, so I was just like, fuck it. I wanted a car, and I got this particular car, and I was just like, this is the thing that I want, and it was my money, all my money, not one fucking red cent had came from anybody else. It was my money. And so it was this place. I got this place when I was like, what 20, 21, 22, and I fixed this thing up, and I'm literally on the horizon where I see in the distance the sun is coming up, but also these people are over here trying to kill me. Try to make it make sense where you try to like downplay exactly what it is I'm going through, and then you're trying to make it seem because like you're the one behind the fucking veil, and you're over here acting like you have all the fucking answers as to what the fuck is going on, but you don't. You really don't. And a lot of things that really just like played itself out seriously, and it's so disgusting. If I hold on, I wanted to just kind of let me see something, because I was just like, yeah, from with all the historic situations, when let me just- Huh, okay, here goes. Um, mm, hold on. Oh, oh, Lucy, 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 Lucy. Okie dokie. So yes. Yeah. Shocked. I'm really shocked that it's very quiet over there. Like after I said what I said, like because it's wild. It's just like yo, like how can you be so it's just crazy on how a guy who exemplifies domestic violence towards women, especially to women unprovoked, and is really snooty and snotty and stuck up and evil to people from the LGBT community. And but then you do some bitch shit. It's just like it's like it's crazy. But I just realized it's like how really like ghostly quiet is over there now. Sorry, it's just random thought in my head. For him to be like, closeted. It's just like, oh my god, like you just so evil, bro. Um, I was looking up the thing about I said Germany gaslighted the Jews about the Holocaust, and they did. Pardon me. After the Holocaust ended, pardon me, I'm actually no, I'm just gonna, he's a pretty little doll face individual. I'm just gonna bam bam. Okay, so I'm gonna say. All right, so with when the Germany had gaslit the Jews about the Holocaust after it had ended. Some were even saying that the Holocaust never had happened, which is wild, so fucking wild. Um, and it says, and it's just giving me a synopsis of everything that had happened. Well, not of everything that happened, but a general brief summary of everything that happened, of at least enough, like some focal points. So yeah, it's just like Germany's acknowledgement of the Holocaust, as well as its efforts to admit responsibility, honor the victims, and respect has evolved over the decades. Like many Nazis tried to evade justice, and some Germans denied or downplayed the extent of their atrocities. So I feel like this is a map of literally of like my situation in my life because okay, we are here. Seriously, it says immediate post-war. However, some individuals and organizations, both within Germany and internationally, started documenting evidence of the Holocaust. Damn, that's so fucking crazy. The Nuremberg trials held Nazi leaders accountable for their crimes, including the Holocaust. This was a significant moment in acknowledging the scale of Nazi atrocities, although it took time for broader German society to fully come to terms with the past. Shit. That's so wild, bro. That's so wild. That's so wild. America, take notes. Like, oh my god, are you serious? This is ridiculous. It's I gotta read that one more time. Like many Nazis tried to evade justice, and some Germans denied or downplayed the extent of the atrocities. However, some individuals and organizations, both within Germany and internationally, started documenting evidence of the Holocaust. Oh my god, just like that. The Nuremberg trials held Nazi leaders accountable for their crimes, including the Holocaust. This was a significant moment in acknowledging the scale of Nazi atrocities, although it took time for broader German society to fully come to terms with the past. That's crazy. Denial. Denial. So, you know, in the 1945, 1950s, and also in the 1945, 1946 was when the Nuremberg trials had happened. Okay. All right. So during like 1945 to 1946, within that year, um, they were being held accountable to their crimes. And from 1945 to 1950s, people were the Germans were denying and downplayed the extent of the atrocities. This was definitely something that I know. And do you know how crazy it is for some of these people, for a number of these people to have done this to me are Jewish that wanted to experiment, that chose to experiment on me are Jewish. But I'm pretty sure that they don't think it's as horrible as they're like, well, it's bad, but it's worse because black people, they're your race, so like it just seems worse because like they should be the ones. It's a bunch of pointing the fingers, It's like the black people are pointing at the Jews, and the Jews are pointing at the black people, and they're just like the Jews are thinking like, well, you're black and you turned on your own, and the black people are just like, well, you're white and you have like a lot of hearsay on this, that, here, and the third. Like you should have known better or something like that. Like a lot of people are victimizing themselves and pointing the finger when in actuality, somebody from each camp should be coming together to form some kind of like responsibility and taking accountability for the shit that happened and holding the people, the main organizers, held like in trial for their crimes, because I had like we have historically, and we easily have within our reach um ways to grab information on how Germany finally became accountable for how respectively the races that have been oppressed and been slaughtered for unjust reasons, or just who went through a whole bunch of shit, um how people had finally, became accountable for what the fuck shit that was going on. Except for, I would say, like let me actually, because Dominican Republic, like what's keeping y'all? I don't know what y'all been doing with Haiti, because that's always been something on the back of my mind. Okay. But I think that they have. I think that for the most part, I think no, I'm gonna say for the most part, but I think that they have. It was just like there's still like obviously beef, but it's just like there is still the beef. There's always still like the light, kind of not the light, but there's always still there's smoke on the battlefield when it comes to the damage that has been done to a lot of offended parties. But it was just like, but people still move on. And the thing that people, as from a modern person standpoint versus like from a modern slave standpoint, is you guys do have, there is a privilege, but it's just like, it was always community. When we talk about the Jewish, when the Holocaust, when you had anything that you went through, there was always a community. There was always the opportunity to form a genuine foundation, or a genuine connection with somebody. But with me, mines are artificial based off on everybody has watched me, everybody has stalked me. So people are always in the back of their mind, they're gonna just like lie to me and be very disingenuous about how badly and how intricate they were really being to wanting to harm me, harass me, and possibly like how much pleasure they took from that. But people were saying like, oh yeah, like go ahead and and start making friends again. There's a difference between being polite with people, which I obviously naturally do, and wanting to form a connection with people. Um, like I have to have some type of like you have to build a certain form of trust in order to establish a connection with somebody. And if nobody's going to tell you exactly like what it is going on from the start, then it's just not it's just going to be bad dope. It's just going to be bad dope. It's just not going to be it's not going to be honest. And as somebody who appreciates a directness and things of that nature, I'd rather have somebody tell me like what the hell was going on, or at least tell me what it is. Tell me like what it is that you know. Tell me about the like how did you play a part in this? You feel me? But damn sure can't see it with the main people, because that was just really fucking wild. And I'm talking specifically and primarily about the people who I grew up with and the relatives especially, and the people who I grew up with, like the so-called friends. Like that's insane and that's crazy. Um, so yeah, even with slavery with the United States, like people, okay, like oh yeah, and also you can get this motherfucker too. And so it's okay. Like he does it on point. He does it on point. Literally in my head, I was only thinking of the initiating abusers and the people who would call themselves friends. And I was the other ones, I was literally just like, out of sight, out of mind. He knocks on here, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, go ahead. Get him too. Get him too. Please. He's such a oh god, he's a rat. He's not even this like he's not even like a snitch where it's just like for something that's actually for like an injustice or something like, oh, somebody was accidentally murdered or something, not accidentally murdered, but something where it's just like, oh, this this happened. It was really horrible. We need to find, we need to bring justice to something. He's not even it's not even like a snitch or a stool pigeon. He's a rat, really. He's just a rat. And he's a drunk, like, yo, he's just so it's so creepy. So freaking creepy. But yeah, that's about it. It's 9:28. I do not want to dedicate my time as I used to towards the YouTube videos when it comes to this, because a lot of this stuff I'd rather, again, put it into the mass video. But I just wanted to put down on here on how long it took for people to actually take accountability. So I did with Germany on how they finally took accountability. The United States, they did. It says there are parallels between the historical treatment of African Americans in the United States and the Holocaust. It was just like funny. Past injustices honor the memory of victims and address the historical legacy of these traumatic events. Yeah, but it took a while because there were a lot of gaslighting that the United America was doing towards blacks. It, like the whole mammy thing, making it seem like we actually wanted to be of service. Like, come on now, like please stop it. Stop it. And then making the Mrs. Butterworth. But they resolved it. That's the thing though. Like it's just like they pulled works from there and they resolved those moments. Noted that they are still, they reinstituted or reinstated slavery. Obviously, expecting a lot out of me, obviously from, old girl, things of that nature. So yeah, it's like it's like a modern day slavery where again it's like, okay, white and black decided to sell out and do a lot of crazy shit and still abuse me by still wanting to watch me, harass me, and abuse me. It's really wild. I do believe Africa has given people like citizenship, like a dual citizenship, or like they're eligible to have a citizenship. If you're an African American, you can possibly get like dual citizenship by having an African passport, well, no, African citizenship too, which I think is actually not bad, depending on like the state of the United States, of the state of America, and things of that nature. They also offer other incentives. I forgot, but yeah, there are other. I don't want to just focus on white and black, but there are. It's just that those are the most one of like two of the most like top memorable ones. You have obviously the thing between Haiti and France, and you have now with the most recent one. Well, not the most recent one, but the one that was more relevant during my time was Haiti and Dominican Republic. Um, like just that kind of hatred though, but like more historically France and Haiti, and then you have another one with Asia, that it's Asia as if as this was just one. No, like you literally have like three. Yes, yes. It's like there's more than three, but it's just like yeah, it's just I think of Asian Indian, like Asian Indian or Asian, like Chinese, Japanese, things of that nature. Because shit, fuck me, I'm telling you, it's just crazy. Uh, all these people were fucking oppressed. Like there was something about them that some other group thought that was fucking like insane. Like some other group looked at the target and was just like, we want to subject that person to violence and to bullying and oppressing them and for capitalistic reasons. And I was just watching a TikTok about like the modern day, the way how the dark side of Japan, on the dark side of Tokyo, I can't remember. Well, Tokyo, Japan is that's just the thing, but it was like the dark side, and it was showing about like how in the workplace, how employers would try to bully and harm. Oh, that's crazy. Um, their employees and stuff. Like it is insane. It is really fucking insane. And isn't the United States in debt to the to Asia, to like Japan and whatnot? It's and the similarities are like crazy. This is probably why they have those suicide parks and things of that nature forest. That's it. That's so horrible. That's so horrible. Sorry, but honestly, I would take out that ball. So, like for real, for real. Like, oh, let's have a happy hour. Let's go to happy hour, guys. Like, yeah, you be the only one that's happy because like you really would just fuck up their whole night. Oh my god, man. I'm gonna go on that note. I have a quiz to go. I have a quiz to finish up, and I have yet to get the accountability from other people. But I just wanted to note that I think I might take a snippet of it and put it in the video. But it's just like here it is, Monday, September 25th, and I'm looking to have this video out this year, or at least a good or at least maybe a fragment of it. But it was just or a segment or two, and it's just they're very disappointing and off-putting on how people are. History is definitely repeating right now. Okay, gonna go. And will there be justice? Like the actual significant, authentic, genuine justice, where someone who is not an average person on the street, but an actual, government official or government agent, government representative is saying like, "Hey, look, this is shit that happened. It was really fucked up." Da 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 da. And then we move. Then we move accordingly because, yeah, this was totally illegal, and whoever decided to, really, push the situation, it needs to be held accountable. And I don't mean like we're just trying to like us bully them. I mean like judicially. These people should be judicially held accountable. All right. And for that, I'm gonna go. I am tired and I have to finish a quiz.